Great concept.
3M makes PFAS for DuPont to make Teflon, if I recall correctly. So
exactly.
These are, when people talk about forever chemicals, that's PFAS.
Yeah, exactly. So they make a decision about what all future humans will have to live with. Given the podcast, I'm going to say, have you remembered this idea of Moloch?
Oh,
so
can you remind me?
So Moloch is this idea that so Moloch is a biblical reference, right? But it's in modern terms, Moloch is the god of playing defect in prisoner's dilemma, right? The god of choosing the easy option that is like leads you ultimately worse off.
Yeah,
that makes sense myopically, and we see a lot of that in how we're running society generally, right? Your DuPonts and 3Ms, right?
Yeah.
They're going to make a decision myopically, right? And they're an economy full of corporations which are, let's be real, probably making the same kind of decisions because that's how we've set up the system, right? Is that we reward that behavior so we get more of it, and they're all making this, so that one's releasing that pollutant, that one's releasing other pollutant, that one's, causing climate change, whatever, right? All of them independently doing that thing. They would all individually like to have, all those firms are staffed by people who would individually like their kids to grow up on a planet that wasn't poisonous. But since everyone's going to do the poisoning anyway, it makes no sense for them to be the schmucks.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Fail to release the poison, right? And same for Spotify. Like, will Spotify create a world in which there aren't as many musicians to create amazing music to go on Spotify? Like, quite possibly they're ultimately self-sabotaging. They aren't incentivized to think about that sort of long-term flow-on consequence. In fact, if they're a publicly listed company, they can be actively punished for thinking about that kind of long-term, problem. Well, we'll erode our market share. If there's something that might happen in a few decades' time, no, thank you. Like that's actionable, right?